Okay, so essentially, I'm going to talk to you about a couple of other things. And yes, I am going to tell you what I offer for you to buy with a deal that is only going to be available today at the end of this. But I really, really want to impress upon you what's possible. So, what we're going to be covering today is how I do 2 months of work in 20 minutes. And actually, let's be honest about this. It could easily be 3, 4, 5, or 6 months of work. Would I use the outcomes exactly as they are? No, I teach some very strategic ways to get the highest quality you can, but I'm going to show you what's possible. So it's reclaiming those 2 days per week. It's doing that 2 months worth of work in 20 minutes. And I'm going to, tell you a little bit about why I do this, why I spend all my time and all my energy trying to make sure that women in business don't get left behind. That's actually our motto is no woman left behind because of my input in with the AI industry and my work. I'm speaking to hundreds of women entrepreneurs all over the world. I can see what's coming and it scares me. But thank God there are strategic solutions. And I'm just going to show you a couple of little things you can do today to make sure you improve the quality of what you're doing with AI. I want you to stop playing with it and start actually being able to implement it. And then I'm going to show you those solutions in real life. I'm literally going to show you how I do 2 months worth of work in 20 minutes. And yes, I'm using Manus. Yes, you can use other platforms, but to do what I'm able to do with Manus, I'm using a couple of other tools as well. You probably need to use a few different kinds of platforms because Manus really does give you the best bang for your buck for agentic AI. So generative AI is it produces stuff for you. And it does that at home. It's like the Maserati that sits in the garage at home. Whereas agentic AI, and particularly Manus, is the Maserati that takes you out of your garage, out of your city, and probably out of your country. And then lastly, very shortly, I'm going to tell you about the upcoming training. I'm going to tell you about the special deal that I'm going to give for you today and the deal that I'm going to give you within the 20 minutes. So most women I meet are on one of these two paths, right? They are either, and they don't tell anyone because they're too busy trying to seem super capable, but they are either on a path of overwhelm when they are lucky enough because their businesses are growing, or overwhelmed because nothing's happening, or they're on a path of automation. And that's really where I want to see everybody go. I am a little bit of a conspiracy theorist, right? I absolutely love AI, and I'm absolutely certain AI is going to be used by bad players to do some very dangerous things to our world, which is why I'm super passionate about making sure we put AI into the hands of the good players, the people like most of you in this room today. And, I said it keeps me up at night because so many people don't know what they don't know about what's capable with AI. They only think, oh, well, if I use it, I'm going to sound less authentic. And, I'm going to sound like all these, my kids call them clankers, these robotic sounded voices out there. And, that might potentially be true if you're not using it in the right way with the right strategies. But the more important piece is people who do know how to use it better are going to be far more visible than you in your field. They're going to be working faster, higher quality, and they're going to be more visible. And within a couple of years, that could make you completely invisible, despite the fact that your level of expertise might be much higher. And this is huge because not everybody needs to be marketing themselves, but I would say 9 out of 10 solopreneurs, micro businesses, or small business owners need to market themselves in some shape or form. They need to add value for their customers and they need to be teaching, educating. I like to use the Thai framework: teach, inspire, empower. They need to be doing that with their customers and potential customers so that their customers become ambassadors and so that their potential customers actually start to build a relationship with them. So someone already said on this call today, they're here because of another participant who they think is now brilliant with AI, and they wanted to find out what it is I did, what I did to them. And that's the power of that visibility, because that first customer would not have been in my training had she not seen my marketing. And when we talk about productivity, it's not going to be true with everything, right? And you've probably had the experience where something you could have written on your own in half an hour has taken you an hour and a half to write with AI because you're just not happy with the tone and you're just not happy with how it's done it. It's about the strategy. It's about educating AI in advance and giving it, so for example, in some of my training, I teach people how to produce a writing style guide. So AI really does understand their voice, because ChatGPT, it will read your threads and it will learn, it will be personalized by you and it will learn your style and all the rest of it. But then it will still revert back to that sort of generic tone very often. And that's the same with most platforms, but there are ways around that, and that's what we teach in our training. So it's going to make you so much more productive. You probably noticed that, but only if you're using it in the right way. So before I start the actual demo and the actual training piece, let me just tell you a little bit about me. But before I do that, let me ask you, is this you? Are you a business owner who values your time and is ready to invest in your growth? Are you willing to learn a new system to achieve extraordinary results? And I think that's a bit of a stupid question, because the fact that you're here with me today shows me that you're willing to take your time and invest an hour's worth of time to save yourself hours and hours later on. And then this is a really important part for me. Do you need to work in a way that doesn't sacrifice your mental well-being, your time with your family, or your ability to earn well whilst making a positive impact? And I would add to that, I would say earn passively as well whilst making a positive impact. Because regardless of what you're doing, you really want AI to be working in the background for you so that you are able to take your feet, your hands off the steering wheel a little bit. So I've asked you, is that you? But I just want to give you 3 to 4 minutes of who I am and why I feel qualified to be able to be with you here in this capacity today. So I'm based in Germany. I've worked with over 4,000 clients from over 100 companies, including HSBC, um, Fraunhofer Institute, Siemens, DHL, T Online, and so many more. Now, in all of those companies, what I've been doing is delivering training in some capacity. So my whole world is around developing training, right? Generally around business communication, marketing, and so on. But since, well, probably a couple of years ago, I started my love affair with AI at the beginning of COVID. But a couple of years ago, I became certified as an AI for marketing specialist. And that's when I pivoted from sort of generalized business communication in teaching, going into corporates and teaching them, to actually teaching, non-corporate business people, solopreneurs, women entrepreneurs, micro businesses and small business owners, because I really, really, really want to see the expertise and the brilliance not get left behind in that digital era. We do need to stay on top of it. And, so that's what qualifies me, I think, to teach you. But actually, the most significant qualification I have to share my knowledge with you is actually the struggles and the pain that I went through. But I'm not going to tell you about that. I'm going to actually let my AI clone tell you about that for 2 minutes. And please do let me know if you can't hear the sound. I'm hoping everything's fine.
In 2001, I arrived in Germany with 2 suitcases and a dream. Within a couple of years, I'd built a thriving business communication training company from scratch. 6 years later, everything collapsed. An ovarian tumor stole my health and my business, and doctors insisted motherhood was impossible. In 2010, my miracle daughter proved them wrong, but relentless hustle triggered burnout. An autoimmune flare robbed me of the sight in one eye. I fought back again. In 2014, my second miracle baby arrived, a son this time. By 2020, I was working 7-day weeks helping my mum, Dr. Yvonne Thompson, CBE, move Windtrade Global online because of COVID. I was successfully learning how to websites, funnels, ebooks, videos. But soon enough, once again, exhaustion threatened to finish me off. Then AI rode in like a knight in shining armor. Tasks that once took months shrank to days, minutes, seconds. At the ripe old age of 50, I seized the moment, earned my certified AI for marketing specialist credential at the Chartered Institute of Marketing in London, and rebuilt my business around smart tools instead of sheer grit. Today I stand as living proof that adversity can forge advantage, and I'm ready to guide you, purpose-driven women who feel crushed by time, tech, and tight budgets, to reclaim your hours, your energy, and your dreams with the power of AI.
So, I always say to people, if I, as a half-blind, newly single mother of two, living in Germany, who's over 50 years old, actually, I was 51 yesterday, if I can do it, you guys can definitely do this. But I always say to people, when it comes to AI, don't focus on the tools as much as you focus on the task and the strategy. And I'll tell you what I mean with that. Think of that AI is this amazing tool, right? It's like a Maserati. But if you don't know how to drive that Maserati well, you're not going to get very far. And it's the strategies around what you're doing that actually means you'll produce m- far higher quality. And I've become a bit more of a systems oriented person now. And so for me, there's a few systems that I teach people, but I like to keep it simple, right? So the first one, and now I said to at the beginning of the call, now I don't even do this myself. I get AI to do it for me. But the first one is what I call the HAP framework, and it wasn't mine. There's forgotten her name, but her company is something like XAI, and she talks about the HAP framework. And this is your strategic foundation to prompting, because think of AI like an employee. If you give an employee vague, disorganized instructions, what do you think you're going to get back? Right? So I like to say the H is for history, and that's the background and the context. Think of it as an employee. Tell it why you want the task. Tell it what the situation is around it. Really inform it. And for this, for me now, I'm always using the voice function on AI. So I don't even have to type it. I literally have a conversation with AI as if it's a co-worker. Then the A for attitude. And really, that's the style, tone, and personalization. How do you want this thing to be? How do you want it to be produced? How should it sound? How should it look or feel if it's a visual? Really, really important. And again, create a writing style for yourself. Join my training, and I'll show you how to do that with really, really good output. And then the T for task. And I know that sounds ridiculous, right? Give clear instructions. But think about it. You walk into somewhere like Starbucks, and what you really want is a latte macchiato with caramel, right? A skinny latte with caramel. And what you say is, I want a coffee, please. What are you going to get? So really put your energy into that first. But as I said at the beginning of the call, make AI do it for you. Tell AI the history, the attitude, the task, and then say, give me a prompt for that. And let it give you the prompt. And when you've got the prompt the way you want it, now say, give me a workflow for that. And then get it to execute the steps of the workflow when you're happy with the direction it's gone in. And as I said, play different AI platforms off the other. I do it all the time. I get ChatGPT to teach manners. Okay, so that's around the prompting. I don't even, but I used to spend so much time learning about prompt engineering. I don't bother anymore because AI knows about prompt engineering. So I get AI to do the prompting for me before I even ask for the task, right? But the other thing is not just the instruction you give AI, but actually how you work, because you hear it all the time, people saying that they feel really overwhelmed, right? There's so many different AI platforms out there, and they think they found a perfect one. They start a task and wow, it's not working properly, right? So to avoid that, I say use, when it's a really important project, use what I call the dump, play, kiss framework. And this is just how you execute the thing. And you're really chunking down the different phases of executing that project or that task. So the first thing is to brain dump. Use a dictation platform. I do this on Zoom. I just turn my Zoom on and just tell it forever all the things I'm dreaming about for this particular task or project. What do I want it to be? What do I want it to look like? What extra bells and whistles do I want? What do I not want? I just dump it all out in a really disorganized way. Then I transcribe that. And with Manners, you can just upload the audio or video. You don't even have to transcribe it, right? Once I've done that, in fact, let me go back. Once I've done that, I then tell AI to organize that into a workflow for me so that that's pretty much a really chaotic prompt. But I've said, right, this is what I'm kind of dreaming of, thinking of. Organize it into a really easy to execute workflow where the end result, the end output will be of very high quality. And I'll spend a lot of time on that bit. And then once I've got that bit, I'll say to it, right, tell me what are the most cost effective AI tools or platforms that I can use for as many of the tasks in this workflow as possible. So it can tell me how much AI can do for me and what the best tools and platforms to use are, the most cost effective ones. And then I give myself a timed period to play. That could be a week, an hour, a month, whatever time that needs. But I set that timer and I just play. I try out a bit of the workflow in that tool, see what happens, see if I like it, see if it feels, intuitive to use, and then put that together. And then I go back to AI, and Manus is brilliant for this. Please put the Manus link in the chat for everyone, Sally. Then I go back to AI and say, now execute that workflow for me. And guaranteed it will be able to do so much more of it for you than you ever thought possible. And then it's the kiss part, which is literally when you come to execute that workflow, you literally say, keep it sweet and simple. Don't let it overcomplicate it. Make sure it's coming out with the same quality you want, but in the most simple way to execute as possible. So that's just a couple of things that I teach in my upcoming training. But it's really about learning by doing our boot camp. So we will be doing it together. And we say no woman left behind. And yes, there's always a few men on our boot camp. Men are more than welcome. But I wanted to primarily design a safe space for women in business to be able to build their skills without feeling judged, without feeling like this space is not for them. Um, so it's all well and good, talking about how I do it, but the question really is, how do you use any of that to work more efficiently, more cost effectively, and faster? So I'd like to now show you within 20 minutes how I build an online course, a 30-day strategic content plan, high engagement social media posts, and 2 AI generated videos, all in 20 minutes. Now, I said the traditional minimum time of that is about 58 hours. If I was doing that manually without the assistance of I would argue that's actually more than 4 months potentially what I'm about to do with AI. So let me show you that right now. And please do let me know if you cannot hear this.
So, to start with, I'm going to go to my website, copy the link, and then I'm going to bring it over to Manus, and I am going to say to Manus, analyze my website and give me 3 good topics that I could use to create a free mini course as a lead magnet for my target audience. And now I'm going to upload an avatar of my target audience, and we do market research in the upcoming boot camp, so you'll know exactly who your target audience is, what they like, where they live, and so on and so forth. And I'm going to upload that, so it's got that. Now, usually I would take this all over here and turn it into a project, but I'll start this way today. So it's got an idea of my target audience, and now I'm going to add my website and send. And there we go. So let's see what it's come up with. The admin automation audit, I like that. Client attraction blueprint, how to attract your ideal clients without constant networking. Okay, go ahead and use number 2. Okay, and it's given me some great suggestions. So let's see what it's done. It wants to know some things first, so let's go ahead and tell it. So I want it to be a short online course with 1 video per module, 5 modules in total, and I'd also like for there to be a study guide that goes with each
module that is more of a sort of instructional workflow for the participants to follow. I don't need a downloadable workbook or guide. Depth. It should be fairly high level, but I want it to actually teach the participants so that when they're finished, they actually have something they can use. For number 3, use beginners AI and recommend Manus primarily, but other tools where necessary. For example, HeyGen for videos, etc. Okay, call to action is to sign up to our free community. Please use the same tone that is in my writing style guide. Okay. So I've uploaded my writing style so it knows how I want it to sound. And let's send it. Okay, it's just analyzing. It's writing the video scripts, creating the course outline and structure, reviewing. Now it's just giving me an overview. Now, of course, in real life, we would go through this with a fine-tooth comb, and we actually teach people how to do this strategically in the boot camp. But for now, I'm just going to say, this is fine. Go ahead and create the online course for me. Use my brand style guide to know which colors and fonts I want. And now I'll upload my brand style guide. You can see it's uploaded now, and I'll send. And now it's about to start creating the online course for me. So far it's reviewed the writing style guide, created the course outline and structure. It's currently writing the video scripts, and I have very strategically structured workflows to teach participants how to do all of this to produce really high quality content and educational value and marketing content and videos, ebooks, the whole shebang. So this is probably about 5% of what I teach people to do in the course, but it gives you an idea of what's possible. And now you can see it's starting to create the course website for me. And it's just letting me know exactly what it's planning. Great. Okay, so it has built the website. That took about 8 minutes. Let's have a look. It's giving me some next steps to consider. Let me go in there and have a good look at it. Okay, so that was 8 minutes. It's done fairly well. Nothing is really... Oh, here we go. What you'll learn. Explore module. Why this course works. And call to action. Beautiful. Now, of course, there's lots I'm going to do to it design-wise, add pictures and so on. But you can see you've got the modules here ready to rock and roll. Place for the video, client, study guide, what you'll learn, and next module. Great. So there's a few things that need to be done, of course, but for 8 minutes, not bad at all. And I don't know if you're like me, you may have, waited months for a website to be built and paid thousands. Okay, so that's fine. I'm going to leave that as it is right now. And of course, we've got the video scripts, right? So I'm going to go over to documents and see if I can find a video script. There they are. Video script module 1. Let me grab that video script. I'm just going to copy the whole thing, and of course in the real life I would really look at it in more detail, but for now I'm just going to grab it. I'm going to go to a platform called HeyGen, which we also teach people how to use in the upcoming boot camp. And what we are going to do is decide how we want the video to look. I'm going to go for auto in case it's going to make it a bit longer. Have it as a landscape. I'll use me for now, although it's also not necessary. I've cloned myself, but you don't have to use a clone. And I'm going to go ahead and generate that. Let that now work. So that's working in the background. That's great. What I'm also going to do is have another way to create a video script. So I'm going to say, create a PowerPoint presentation for video 2 that I can then convert in Google Vids. And now in a new thread, and this is what I love about Manners, it can work on up to, depending on your level, up to 10 different tasks at the same time. So in a new thread, I am going to use a Manners skill and see if I've got my marketing plan builder. Great. And I'm going to say, analyze this thread and give me a 30-day marketing plan to promote my free online course on LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And I'm going to let it create that marketing plan. And let's go back to the website. I think we've got our PowerPoint presentation now. And let's download that. Okay, so now I'm going to go over to Google Vids, and I am going to convert slides and upload that presentation. Great, it's got them all, and include AI voiceover, script and background music, and go ahead and click on import. And that's going to take a couple of minutes to do, and while that's happening, let's have a look at that marketing plan now. Okay, what does it want to know? Okay, it's going to do a little bit of research, so I'm going to go ahead and authorize my browser. And I love that it's really telling me what it's doing. It's analyzing the target audience and it's going through everything properly. Now it's asking me a couple of questions. Let's have a look. Step 1, promote. Summary, promote my course, target audience. Yeah, absolutely spot on. So, does this, yeah. And I'm just going to tell it. All good, proceed. And let that fly. Now, hopefully it's not going to, it's going to do it in steps and it wants to do everything in the right way, which is good. Okay, so while that's happening, let me go back over to Google and yeah, we have it. My Google video is ready. Of course, in the real world, you would go through this with a fine-tooth comb and make sure it's right. And, there's...
Welcome to Craft Your Magnetic Message, Module 2
Yeah,
of the AI Client Attraction Blueprint.
wonderful. And there's loads of things you can do to it. You can add images, you can add video clips. It's loads. But for now, I'll say it's fine. So I'm going to download that as an MP4. That one's ready to go. Let's see if HeyGen is doing equally well. Yeah, HeyGen's on its way. Now, HeyGen videos are better quality, but you do need to work on them a bit more. And again, we have lots of instruction around how to produce these videos in the bootcamp. Great, so now we have the video. Now, of course, in the real life, I would go into Edit AI Studio and make any changes I wanted, change out any scripts, any clips, the voiceover, but let's see what it's done.
Hello and welcome. I am so excited you're here. Have you ever felt like you're shouting into the void? You're creating content, you're posting on social media, you're sending out emails, but it feels like no one is really listening. You're putting in all this effort, but the right people, your ideal clients, just aren't showing up. If that sounds familiar, I want you to know you are not alone. So many women solopreneurs I speak to feel this exact same way. They're wearing all the hats in their business: CEO, marketer, admin, and the pressure to get marketing right can feel completely overwhelming. But what if I told you there's a simpler way? A way to attract your dream clients without having to be everywhere all the time. It all starts with one foundational step: truly knowing your ideal client, not just on the surface, but knowing them like they're your best friend. In this first module, we are going to move beyond the basics. We'll cover the crucial difference between demographics, the who they are, and psychographics, the how they think, feel, and what they secretly desire. This is where so many of us get stuck. We might know our client is a woman aged 40-55, but do we know what keeps her up at night? What's the first thing she thinks about when she wakes up?
Okay, so in the real world, I would go into the Edit in AI Studio. Let's just click on that. And I would make loads of changes. I probably wouldn't use that voice. I've got a few different versions of my voice. I would change some of the script, have a look at the clips, make sure that they are really what I want, look at the colors, change those out. There's loads of things I would do with that. But for now, I'm going to go ahead and click generate, and then I will have my video ready. So now I'm back over in the marketing content plan, and it's creating a content calendar for me, which I can then add dates to and upload to a Google Calendar, and I teach people how to do that in the upcoming bootcamp. But there you have it. We have an online course, a video lesson to upload to the online course, another video lesson directly from a PowerPoint presentation. And not only do we have the marketing plan, but we've got the content schedule and a blueprint as well. Let's have a quick look at that. And this is something we could upload to our Google Calendar or Outlook calendar and be ready to follow. So you've just seen how in around 20 minutes or so, we've done months worth of work and saved thousands of dollars or pounds.
And this is the power of what I'm about to teach people how to do step by step in the upcoming Beginners AI for Business Bootcamp. We are not teaching theory. We are actually doing these things together step by step, and we're doing it in a much more in-depth, strategic way so that what we actually produce has a really high quality and is really usable.
Really shallow dive in what we're all about to do. I think you can see the power of what's possible, and it's getting better all the time. But the idea is, or for me, what I need to sort of train myself to sort of focus on is making sure that it's focused on the most simple things I can do to achieve what I want. So not focusing on all the new shiny AI toys, but giving things a try and seeing what is the easiest to use in order to achieve what it is I'm trying to achieve. So you just see what's possible, but of course the critical question to ask is, can you actually implement it in your business? It's all not fine and good me saying, oh, this is so easy. And yeah, it's so easy to do, and my training is so amazing. Everybody can say that, right? So if I may now, before I tell you what the training actually is, I'd like you to hear from just a couple of people who've actually been through it themselves, and they can tell you. Please go to my website. You'll see there are over 40 or 45 video testimonials from previous participants. But here are just a few of them.
She's really helped me to hone in my idea about how to take my business to the next level, particularly focusing on using AI to help me develop my strategies, my marketing, and the whole range of services that I have into something that makes sense within a framework that really reflects my passion, my business, and what I'm all about.
So one thing I really love is your manner, actually. It's very authentic, it's very down to earth. I love.
Sorry, you're all saying that it's too quiet, you can't hear it. Is that right? You all hear it now?
The no woman left behind. Sorry for the guys in the room, but you kind of scoop us up. And I think on other courses, you think, oh, I don't really get that.
Okay, give me one moment, please. Let's see if
we can fix this. Is that any better? Can you hear me better now?
Yes, thank you.
Oh, fantastic. All right, let's give it another try.
It's good.
Right. One moment. Let's get us back going.
She's really helped me to hone in my idea about how to take my business to the next level, particularly focusing on using AI to help me develop my strategies, my marketing, and the whole range of services that I have into something that makes sense within a framework that really reflects my passion, my business, and what I'm all about.
So one thing I really love is your manner, actually. It's very authentic, it's very down to earth. I love the no woman left behind. Sorry for the guys in the room, but you kind of scoop us up. And I think on other courses, you think,
Oh, sorry, guys.
I don't really get that. And then it's moving on. And so it's really nice to feel that support.
You've just given me another reason not to sleep.
because I'm so excited by everything that I've seen. Wow, it's just incredible. And I hope that you appreciate just how much you're giving to people.
Everyone's used this word before, mind blowing. There's so many things that I wasn't aware of, and you've made it so simple, so easy to understand, step by step process, and you make sure everyone's on the same page. And if we feel too overwhelmed, you'll do it afterwards and check in with us and make sure we've got it. And obviously, we have the workbook as well.
This course for me has marked the end to my insanity. Really being able to give me back time with my children, and the future is really looking very, very positive.
I've just met with Sydney Thompson from Wintrade Global to go through a very, very incredible marketing campaign and plan for my business. And let me tell you, she is saving me so much time, so much energy, and things that I just get to focus and prioritize now.
I want to say a huge thanks to Sydney and Wintrade Global for the AI training. It has been just a game changer, a huge game changer. I'm not a stranger to AI. I have used ChatGTP and a few other different types of AI tools for creating drafts. So I knew a little bit about it, but didn't know how to really leverage AI for my business. And I have learned that and so much more.
It's just a few people. Someone is typing in the background. Would you mind putting yourself on mute so we can't hear you typing? I know we all have to multitask sometimes. Yeah, just a couple of people to tell you sort of what their impression is of the quality of what we teach, because it's not theoretical. If you're looking to learn AI theory or tech bro jargon or complicated concepts in AI, this is not the training for you. If you're looking to find easy, simple, but powerful ways to start learning step by step how to build marketing assets, content creation, platforms, websites, do market research, do customer research, and looking at ways to build your visibility using AI, you are 1,000% in the right place. Now, we do have a certification coming up for our AI for Educators course. But to be honest, the very earliest that's going to happen is September, October, potentially even the beginning of next year. But what is coming up like in a few days, really in 10 days or so, is our next beginners boot camp, which is pretty much the same thing, but less of the sort of theoretical side of it and the educational compliance side of it, and more of the learning by doing 12 hours intensive training, live group sessions. So we're doing it over a week, and we get together every morning for 1 week. 2 days, the beginning and the end is just 1 hour. The other days are 2 hours per day. And we literally go through workflows and learn how, step by step, to get AI to produce online course content, ebooks, videos, market research, bulk created branded images. So one of the things I teach you is how to take 5 minutes and create up to 30 images with your logo and your content on them. The list goes on. There's a lot that we're learning in that. But what's really important to me is not just to, dump all this stuff on you and then say off you go. So you have lifetime access to the replays, the training tools, because we've made some training tools for you, the training content, the actual material, and the community. And we do actually have monthly sessions where we meet up every month as a community, share our insights,
share any walls we've hit, and so on. And like I said, this is not theory. You are coming to do stuff, not just learn stuff. So only show up if you're ready to actually make these changes, because for me, it was an absolute eye-opener. It absolutely changed the way I do business forever. And that's, I spent thousands of pounds learning how to do this stuff. And I want more people to have access to it. So by the end of the bootcamp, you will have a complete overview of your business and digital presence, marketing and customer research, and a 30-day AI-powered marketing plan with content, with the right strategy for your business. You'll also have a library of custom made content for your business, social media posts, images, videos, email sequences, and even an ebook. You will also have the full content for an online course, and you've just seen how easy it is to take that content and actually make the online course. We'll be showing you how to use AI to make PowerPoint presentations, quizzes, videos, handouts, all the good stuff. And you'll also have the skills then to be able to save yourself so much time, regardless of whether you're a trainer or not. If you're not a trainer, you can still be educating your potential customers. You can still be adding value for them using online course format. So it's really, really useful for marketing, not just for trainers, coaches, and educators. And then, of course, the most important bit is the actual confidence to be able to use AI correctly. So what you're going to get, and don't be horrified by the prices, because this is not what you're going to pay. You're going to get the training, which I've charged companies actually more than £1,500 for. Lifetime access to all the content and recordings, a personal library with all the prompts and the downloads and all the rest of it. And of course, which I haven't mentioned so far, bonus training. So you'll have social media mastery training. You'll have digital funnel fundamentals training. That's a replay that shows you step by step what is a digital marketing funnel, how do you put one together, and what's actually involved in that. And then brand development training and clarifying your unique value proposition. Plus, what I think is invaluable is the private community. So, when you add that all up together, and I've paid much more than this for most of the training I've done, you're looking at least £3,500. Now, the normal cost of this training is only £262, or two payments of 150. But because the International Women's Month is coming up, I'd like to offer you something just for today. If you book it today and use the coupon code A2G International Women's Month, IWM 2026, you will be able to get a 25% discount today. And if you do that today, you can also bring a friend for free, because we want to get this to as many women as possible. That's if you book today. Tomorrow, the 25% discount is going away, and the bring a friend for free is only available for 24 hours. So that's my offer to you. We do have a satisfaction guarantee. We do, when we say no woman left behind, we really mean it, right? So use that coupon code, the A2G IWM 2026. Use the tick box on the right hand side to apply that coupon code. Get your 25% discount, bring a friend for free. And if for any reason you're in that training and you don't feel like you've really understood the concept, we won't stop working with you until you do. So after the training, we'll check back in with you. We may get you on to another training. We may give you an extra session, but we'll make sure we don't stop working with you until you actually get it. All right, let me stop there. I'm going to go ahead, stop there, and just say, please feel free to come along and purchase that bootcamp. I've just realized that unfortunately I didn't change that coupon code, that scan code. So don't use that scan code, but do join our free community. Use the scan code on the QR code on the right. Join our free community. We'll get more information over to you. You'll meet an amazing group of women. And let me stop there and answer some questions and hear from you now. I've talked long enough. Let's hear what you think about what you saw and heard today. So, Abigail, would you like to unmute and tell me if you have any questions? And if no questions, any comments? You're trying to unmute. All right, Abigail, while you're getting that unmute possible, I'm going to go over to Corinne. What did you think about what you heard today, Corinne? And or do you have any questions?
No, can you hear me?
I hear
Yes?
you perfectly, yeah.
Okay, lovely. Lovely to see you again. Yeah, I'm really interested in doing the course. The thing is, I don't know when the courses are and how much I can be fluid because I'm working on so many other things. And it's obviously the thing that will underpin a lot of the work. So I'm really interested in it. And I mean, obviously, would also like to talk to you specifically. So I just think it's very exciting. It's just timing because I've been doing a lot of training recently just to consolidate my ideas and the way I'm working forward. And I can see that this is very beneficial for women because it's fundamental and not being what I call entrepreneurial in the same way as the States does it, which I find a little bit scary and not so helpful. So I just wanted to ask those questions, really. A few of them there, aren't there?
Oh, that's perfect. So and correct me if I'm wrong, Sally, the course is coming up from the 9th to the 15th of March. And it's always in the morning. So it's 9:30 in the morning, 9:30 to 10:30 in the morning on the Monday and the Sunday. And the Monday to Saturday, sorry, Tuesday to Saturday is 9:30 till 11:30. But the good news is you have lifetime access to replays. So, and if you fall behind in any way, we get you on to the next boot camp. So there's no way
Okay.
for you to really fall behind. And certainly, you know, I'm also so sick of the tech bro jargon or the focus on here's how you build um, a soulless business with AI purely to make money. It's not what this is about. It's about how do you enhance the business you are passionate about using
Mm-hmm.
AI? How do you
Mm.
enhance the business you love using AI? And don't get me wrong, I have that how to make passive income AI stuff in my free community as well. If you are just interested in setting up some things to just run in the background, it's all there as well. But this training is about how do you implement AI in the same way that you implemented a typewriter back in the day and you implemented the internet back in the day and you implemented a website into your business back in the day. It's going to be equally as important for most businesses to really understand how to use AI for different parts. And you can actually, there's a couple of good lessons in my free community on how to analyze which parts of your business you can automate. So, Sally, would you put the link? In fact, let me put the link to my new website in the chat. because I think that's just got a lot more information. Let me tell you guys, the website is not perfect yet, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I would say it's 95% finished. Oh no, I don't want that one. I want the main one. But if you go to the training area of my website, you'll see this course, you'll see other courses as well, and you'll get all the information you need there. But it's from the 9th, 1 week from the 9th to, there's a link for it, from the 9th to the 15th of March, 12 hours over 1 week. Shelley, you've got your hand up, darling. Let's get your question in. Shelley, would you like to unmute? Hands down. Okay. Fipa, did you have a question? Oh.
Mute. Hello, sorry, hang on, let me just do this so everybody sees me. No, my original question was just checking the American dating to see if it was 9 to 15th of March. So
Oh, I apologize. Yes, it's the 9th to the 15th of March.
Really, really, really helpful. And I might bring a friend, so watch this space.
Yes, 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 yes. You are more than welcome. Shelley's got her hand back up. Yes, Shelley, would you like to unmute and ask your question?
Hi, can you hear me now?
I hear you. That's better.
Okay. Sorry, I was having a bit of technical issues in terms of my brain wasn't connecting to my hand at the time. I just wanted to
I
say,
know that one well.
Yeah, no, it always happens to me. It's rather bizarre. But I just want to firstly say thank you so much for such an insightful session and for all your time and your energy and your expertise. This is actually quite serendipitous because I was just scrolling, doom scrolling on LinkedIn, and I thought, oh, I wonder what events are on at the moment. And yours just happened to pop up on the events list. And I went, oh, that's coming up in 10 minutes. And so I thought I'll register. And I didn't really know what I was registering for. I just knew that I had some free time and I thought, oh, let's do something, educational with it. And it was the best time, the best hour that I've had because I've learned so much about using, sorry, my puppies are now talking, about using AI. And, you answered questions that I felt too stupid to ask myself. But like people say, oh, you can create a website in 3 minutes. You just did it. And so now I don't have to ask the question. So I just want to thank you because it was amazing, how much I learned from a session that I didn't even plan on actually attending. It was just purely, serendipity.
Oh, well, I hope you come to the actual boot camp then, because literally that was, I would say, 10% of what we do. And I don't know about you, Shelley, but I really don't like going to these events where all they do is sell something to me for 85% of the time, and then the other 15% I learn something. I'd rather it be the other way around. And that's what we do with the training as well. I've paid for so much training where it's really just marketing for the higher ticket thing they want to sell me. And I really want to ingest skills. I want to learn stuff that I can really use in my business. And so that's all I give to people. And yes, please go ahead.
No, that's exactly what you've done. I mean, it was a free webinar session, but I've learned more than I thought, possible of something, some free webinar session, which wasn't just people randomly talking. I actually learned so much about things that I specifically need to do with my new business now. And it makes me kind of think, well, then paying for the boot camp is just so worth it. And it really, not even a second thought given to it, because if I've learned this much just in this kind of free session from you, I can only imagine how much more value I'd get out of an actual paid training session with you guys.
What's your new business going to be, if I'm allowed to ask?
It's called Inner Echo, and I work in voice AI and mental health. And so I kind of translate what's going on in terms of people, how they speak, how they use their voice, the emotions behind it, using AI as my tool. And I'm also an ambassador for a social connection collective. So I'm very much about, community and connecting people together and stuff. So
Oh, I
that's where
love
my focus is at
that.
the moment.
Oh my
But
God,
yeah,
I love that. And you're going to be able to build out so many useful resources for people using what we're going to teach you.
well,
I
that's
mean, oh my
exactly what I
God.
was planning. So
Yeah, oh
I
my
thank
God,
you.
yeah.
You're an absolute blessing sent to me in the most random
Oh,
way. So thank you.
well, we're blessing each other because without all of you guys, I don't know. I mean, I literally spent a good part of 20 years creating training programs in the corporate spaces. And I met loads of lovely people and I really enjoyed what I did. But working with micro businesses, women entrepreneurs, women solopreneurs, it's so inspiring. I literally learned so much from all of you guys, and I see that you're taking what I learn and you're going out and actually doing positive things in the world. It's like mind blowing the positive impact that I'm able to have by empowering you guys with this knowledge. So I have to say thank you. Yes, please, Jan Sinclair. Want to unmute, darling?
Indeed. I was just going to say thank you because obviously I've been watching your journey for probably the last 3 to 5 years. So congratulations. I know it's been really hard work to get to where you are. So bravo. And of course, I know your mom and have been around for a while. So for me, again, something else cancelled, and I thought I could do this call because sometimes I can't always make it. And this is just perfect for me in so many ways because I'm currently doing leadership development using ChatGPT for course content and all of that. And I'm probably the only one that's doing it out of my entire team. But I'm
Wow.
also looking at my next phase, which is into retirement and what do I do? And you know that
Oh my God.
I've been a coach for quite a while, so I've got tons of content and website and all of that. And then we've got Sinclair London, which is my daughter's business as well. So I want to know
There's
how we
so
bring
many different
all of that together in a way that we now have three distinctive offerings. And a lot of what you've just
potentially
shared
because
with.
it's all around, is it all around leadership or is it different things?
Well, there's the D&I aspect, which had gone a bit quiet, but I think we're going to see a resurgence of that. Then there's a
Mm,
leadership development piece,
mm.
but there's also something about the sort of, because I'm an author as well, which I've done a little book for kind of the youngsters. So this is going to be perfect in a lot of ways. So just thank you for
Perhaps there's
investing the
some
time.
sort of umbrella because for what I get from your energy that where I've been around you is just this real passionate commitment to excellence of service for developing people's ability to operate well together. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's that connection and
And
sharing.
I feel like there's an umbrella organization feel to that, which could then be if there's an umbrella brand, it can feed into each part of the business and you can leverage that one central piece to then, be more cost effective for each of the individual pieces as well. So I can so see. Have you used Manus yet?
Haven't done anything on Manus yet at all.
My God.
I
Oh,
know,
Sally,
but
put the
I'll be doing
Manus link.
later.
Oh my God. It's so I used it probably about a year ago and I thought it's okay, it's not that amazing. And then no, it's more longer than a year ago. Then ChatGPT brought out version 5, and I hated version 5. It was just it they fixed it very quickly, but for the first month or so, it was so glitchy and just wrong. And
Okay.
so then I started looking at other things a bit more and went back over to Manus. And now, oh my God, Manus has just blown my mind. So I build digital funnels. Laboriously put email sequences together in the background and connect all the pages and do all the labels and the tags and the bit. I don't have to do
Do
most
that.
of that anymore.
Right.
Manus just got it for me. It's just got it. I'm literally probably built an app per week on Manus. I built an app whereby it goes into, and I don't recommend this for everybody. Everyone's business is different. It goes into my email. It extracts all the data that is around invoices or subscriptions. It pulls it into an app that it built for me. It then calculates all my subscriptions. What ones can I cancel? It finds cancellation links for me. It sort of acts as a really good bookkeeper on a micro business level. And
Ooh.
this is the kind of thing that Manus does so well. And now it's got, I'll be teaching you this in the boot camp. I have to, I have to, I'm always changing my training because it's all things are always moving forward. But it's
Yeah.
now got a couple of things that I absolutely love. One of being skills, Manus skills. And so in the old boot camp, I used to, and it's still in there, I'll still leave it in there, but it's just not as good. I used to teach people how to create mini GPTs. So if you think, yeah, I probably will leave that in, but if you think of ChatGPT as a building, and every room is, that's the whole office building, and every room has a function, right? So you've got a room for marketing, room for whatever, finance, sales, human resources, admin, blah, 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 blah. So you can build out a GPT that works as an employee or a department, if you like, that only focuses on your business, exactly what your business needs, your target audience, your customers, your content for that function. So you can
So
have
it's your HR, your
you can have your
finance, your
HR,
marketing.
AI employee,
Yeah.
marketing AI. Now, it's still really good, but there's a couple of bits on it that don't work so well on ChatGPT, including the fact that when you produce work inside that bit, you can't download it. They'll fix it eventually, but you can't download that work directly from there. You have to just copy and paste it into a
Yes.
document. There's a
Right.
couple of little bits that don't work. Manus has produced something similar. It doesn't work in the same way, but it has the same, you can still have an AI employee, but that works all over the place and talks to other AI employees, and you can put together in different projects. It's beautiful. It's
Okay.
beautiful. I'm just like, oh. And so, yeah, I'm teaching people how to do that instead of the GPTs in the upcoming boot camp because literally, and I'm going to give people a couple of my manners skills. I'm going to give people a skill to make online courses. I'm going to give them a skill for their marketing. And I'm going to teach them, more importantly, I'm going to teach them how to make their own skills. But yeah. Oh,
So when I
I,
look at the dates, you sound as
yes.
passionate as I do. When I look at the dates, there are already 3 mornings I can't do because it's International Women's Day and
Okay.
Anne. So I'd
Okay.
probably be able to do 4 out of the 7. So if that's okay.
Of course, and you'll get the replays. But if you, and we also, I didn't say this to everybody, we also do a follow-up session 1 week later.
Okay.
But let's say, because we usually have around 20, we have anywhere between 20 to 60 people in the room, but it's usually more between 20 and 30. And out of those 20 to 30 people, there are always around 3 or 4 people who either are finding it extremely difficult because they're not very technical in that direction, or they had to miss a day, or they were sick, or whatever else, we always have an extra session just for them. But if they really have difficulties, we invite them to the next training for free because it's actually for selfish reasons. But I don't want anybody to go through my training and then tell anybody else that they couldn't get it and it didn't work for them. I just refuse to let that happen. So, yes,
Thank you.
you're so
Excellent.
welcome.
All right. Good to see you.
But the 25% discount is literally only just for today because I've been told off by my business coach, my sort of mentor, and my mum, who's also my business coach and mentor, for giving too much away.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm going to be strict this time. I really am. 25% discount off today. I'm so sorry, Sally, but I don't know if I've implemented that. No, I have. I was going to say, I don't know if I've implemented that on the website yet, but I have. If for any reason that doesn't work, please do join our free community and let Sally Sultan know. Sally, please put the free community link back in the chat. You'll all get an email afterwards anyway. So to wrap up, let me just ask a couple of other people how they felt about it. And I'm going to challenge myself and go to people whose names I'm not sure if I should say, if I'm saying them properly. So is it Gnocchi or Gnocchi? Would you like to unmute and tell me how you found today? Well, she might be multi. Oh, there we go.
Hello, ma'am. Good afternoon. It's Gnocchi.
Say it again for me.
Gnocchi. Gnocchi.
Gnocchi. Okay, I was almost right the first time. All right. So, Gnocchi, how
Yes.
did you feel about what you learned or saw today?
Okay. It's a learning curve for me, as a matter of fact, because I'm currently doing a personal development on AI application and businesses, so that I'll be a certified AI consultant to be able to build the architecture for businesses and also offer them insights and more strategy in terms of implementation and how to upskill and a kind of a transformation from their manual models of operandi to automated systems using AI.
Okay. And I think so. I feel like what you offer is almost like the potentially the next level of more scaled businesses than my businesses, because I feel like a lot of my businesses really are not ready to completely set up fully automated systems yet. They want to get a feel for it first. They want to actually learn what goes on behind it so that when they start to work with people like you, they feel a little less intimidated and a bit more in control. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but that aspect is just one of it. But the crux of it is I'm in Nigeria currently, and most organizations, particularly governmental establishments, are averse to innovation because of corruption, because of feel if you introduce any kind of automated framework into the system, they won't have ways of shortchanging the system because they are enmeshed in corruption. So I've tried a couple of times to introduce even basic AI application tools, and it made a stiff rebuff. So like, okay, let me just handle it my way, start from my own little Jerusalem and then go to Judea and to the uttermost parts of the world, if you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Do you know a guy called Lawrence McEwen?
No, I don't.
Reach out to him on LinkedIn and say, Sid said you should have a conversation with him. He's He's from Sierra Leone, but I think he was born in England because he's got a very, very British accent. But he's from Sierra Leone, but he's super well he's in cybersecurity and he's super well connected. He does work with a lot of governments in and around Africa. And I think he would be a great person to have a conversation with and just sort of see if you could get a bit of advice from him.
Okay, thanks
Lawrence
so much.
McEwen. You're so
Yeah.
welcome. I think actually join our free community. You might find him there. He might be in there actually. I think he is.
So, thanks so much for that veritable resource. But I'd appreciate if you could leave his name on the chat box so I could pick it up and track him on LinkedIn.
Sally, could you do that for me? Put Lawrence McEwen's name in the chat for me, please, darling.
Yes, I'm done.
Thanks, hon. Okay, so let's just hear from one more person and then we'll wrap it up. Who else have we got here? Ronke. Would you like to unmute Ronke? She might be multitasking. Okay, I'm going to go to Mahima. Is that how I say your name? Okay, I think everyone's starting to multitask now. We've been on for a while. And then one last one then. Laurel, are you my Laurel from one of my courses last year?
Just trying to unmute. Yes, I am. I think I did a beginner's.
Darling.
I actually thought
Hello,
this
my
was
love.
the book writing one, so clearly I've got the dates mixed up.
Oh, I apologize. I apologize. All right, we will be reaching out regarding the next book writing training. And there will be a free masterclass for that. So don't worry, darling. We will definitely check in with you for that one. But did you learn something new anyway? Because it's quite a different course from when you were in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna check out. In fact, I've clicked on Manis, so I'm gonna definitely check that out. And there's a number of things I haven't done from the first course, like the content creation. I do remember you taking us through that. And that's something I do need. I think I've noted that down. That's probably the next thing I need to do. So I don't know whether it's the same workflow, but I'm toying whether to do this course again, maybe with my sister, just to make sure I understand the new technology. Yeah.
As you've been on that before, reach out to Sally. You're on our school community, aren't you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is let me think about that. And as you've been on it before and you successfully completed before, we're going to make sure we get you a hefty discount for that.
Oh, brilliant.
Reach out to Sally and we'll get you sorted out.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that because I feel like I do need a refresher. So yeah, I really appreciate that discount. Thank you so much.
Please be warned. Every boot camp is a new boot camp, right?
Oh, wow.
So I would say if you do a boot camp in a quarter, say there's 2 boot camps in a quarter, they will be very similar. But if you do a boot camp in quarter 1 and then you come to do a boot camp again in quarter 3, they may be very different animals because AI is just continuously evolving and I'm not going to teach people stuff that is not relevant anymore. So just be warned, some of it will be the same, but a lot of it might be quite different, okay?
Yeah, I'll definitely bear that in mind. But yeah, thank you for the discount. I'll definitely reach out to Sally on that one.
Fantastic.
Brilliant.
I'll speak to her after the meeting.
Great, thank you.
Alrighty. Okay then, I would say then, let's wrap it up there. Thank you all so much for being with me this lunchtime. And I look forward to welcoming you in the boot camp in 10 days or so. You take care, everyone.
Thank you, Sydney. Thank you.
Take care. Bye.